So when we're surveying, the first thing is to first find what is our path of insertion, the path of withdrawal, the POW. So basically, you are going to use this analyzing rod, that is the one that doesn't have any line, the one that is completely straight. You can tighten it in here, and then you're going to look for your undercuts in your abutment teeth. In this case, your abutment teeth will be molar, premolar, and premolar here. So in theory, you want to have undercuts either mesial or distal. It's same here. So you're going to lose this a little bit, and then start looking for undercuts. So if I put this rod in the buckle and tie this, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. If you see from this view, you will see that the lash is touching, and then there is a small triangle forming underneath the height of contour. That is basically the undercut. So you're looking for undercuts in all of them. In here, here, and then here. The problem is that this tooth is very tilted lingually. So if we want an undercut in this area, we will need to modify the path, the POW of here.
Okay.
So that's when you start tilting this, because I couldn't find anything in this area.
So we need to have undercuts.
Yes, you need to have undercuts.
With a POW.
And the POW has to be the same for all three teeth, all three abutment teeth.
That's what you're looking for. So if I don't have one here, then I can try to think if I can find my undercut maybe on the lingual instead.
Oh, it's okay if it's on the lingual?
You shouldn't, but it's okay. It's better if you find it for your practical in the buckle. Just always try to find it in the buckle. Okay, so basically I'm just going to move this a little bit this way so I can have an undercut here, an undercut here, and an undercut here.
And do we mark these or no?
No, this is just to have a guide. This is the analyzing rod, so this is just for analyze.
Okay.
Then after you find your undercuts, then you will measure how much is that undercut. So you will have the one with one line that is going to be 0.01 inches, or this that is 0.02 inches.
Okay.
So the difference between these two is basically what type of material we're going to use for the RPD design. If we're doing a cast metal, usually it's more rigid, so we're going to go with a 0.01 because you don't have that much flexibility. But if you have a raw wire, then you can have a 0.02 because that material will flex more. So it's going to be easier if the undercut is bigger. If you have something that is like way too much, this is something that can flex, it can go all the way over the undercut. So this is for cast metal clasps like the CC, RPA, RPI, acres. This is for raw wires in general. So you're always trying to find for something with cast metal. Raw wire clasp, we usually use it for periodontal concern teeth mostly. So you come here, and what you're looking for is the same. You're looking for a triangle that is going to be formed by the lash, like this area that is touching the height of contour, and the tip that is going to create that little triangle. So basically I'm looking that this is touching the height of contour and also the tip.
Yeah.
These two things, okay, this and this area. So if I put it against the tooth in here, I'm looking that I'm making a small triangle that is from the height of contour and that tip. Okay, so those are the ones that you're going to mark.
And are you marking it both on the distal and on the mesial, or
So it
just
depends.
on...
It depends what type of class are you doing. If you're
Okay.
doing an RPA in here, you want to have it in the mesial buckle.
Okay.
But if you're doing a CC class here or here, you want on the distal buckle because your rest seat is going to be next to the dentulus area. So in here, when you have an edentulous area between two teeth, usually you want the rest seat next to the dentulus area, and then your undercut is going to be on the other side.
So undercuts are opposite to where the rest area is.
When you have an space between two teeth, bounded edentulous space.
Okay.
When you have a free end, like a edentulous space like this, a distal extension, then you want your recit towards the mesial instead of next to the edentulous area.
Okay.
Because it's more stable.
Because you're going to change the lever. Basically, if you have everything in here, then it's easier to the partial to come out. But if you modify your recit in here, you're going to change the lever to a class 1, and it's going to be more difficult, or you're going to have more retention, basically. But it will be more stable, sorry. So when you have distal extension, you want your recits under mesial, usually. And then you usually want, if you want an RPI, you want to have your undercuts in the mesiobuccal or in the buccal at least. If you want an RPA, because the RPA is going to be an arm that comes from here, then you're looking to have a more mesiobuccal.
Okay.
Then in these ones, if you're doing a CC class where your mesial, where your recit is on the distal, then you want to have it also in this area.